MBAs are outdated. Don't waste your time with it. Why am I against traditional MBA programs? For the simple reason that they don't apply the right kind of science. We all want to take a scientific approach when it comes to solving problems. But a major exception to this is mainstream management, which is still stuck in the industrial era. The first scientific management principles originated from the works of Frederick Taylor. That was over 100 years ago. But he only had analytical sciences to work with. Analytical reductionist thinking is what underpins analytical sciences. Analysis meant that you can divide any system into its constituent parts and try to understand each part separately. And when you put them all together, somehow you have an understanding of the whole system. It works well for machines like a wall clock, where each part works with other parts in deterministic ways. But a modern corporation is not a mechanistic system. The different departments and people don't interact with each other in deterministic ways. Corporations are actually complex systems, complex socio-technical systems. But traditional MBA programs don't incorporate all of the scientific knowledge that we've accumulated over the last several decades around complexity and systems. Mainstream management actually divides the corporation into different departments like engineering, product, marketing, finance, etc. Each department has their own goals and leaders who then drive their people to go achieve those goals with no understanding of what the short-term and long-term implications are on the whole system. If each department is chasing their own local efficiencies, it doesn't necessarily translate to global effectiveness for the corporation. You see, there's a reason why Costco wholesale stores sell their hot dogs and rotisserie chicken for a loss. More on that in the link in the description. The insights from systems thinking show us how detrimental it can be if we try to improve a part in isolation. The performance of the whole system, the corporation in this case, is never the sum of the performance of the parts, departments in this case, taken separately. Rather, it's a product of their interactions. Let me repeat that again. The performance of the whole system is never the sum of the performance of the parts taken separately. Rather, it's a product of their interactions. Therefore, if you improve the performance of a part taken separately, there is absolutely no guarantee that it'll improve the performance of the whole system. In fact, it may even end up destroying it. Let me explain that with an example. I have an old car. It's a Honda CR-V. If I want to improve just the engine alone by replacing it with the best in the market today, say a Ferrari, it'll actually render the whole car inoperable for the simple reason that the parts don't fit. They cannot interact. All right, let's now view MBA from the lens of complexity. Why is it that successful corporations, as they get bigger and bigger, become slower and slower over time? Innovation drops or disappears. Quality and security takes a beating. It gets frustratingly hard to get anything done. There's always too much bureaucracy or coordination headwind, and so on. As a result, what does management do? Reorganization after reorganization. Change management initiatives, centralization and decentralization yo-yos, change of leaders, cost cutting, and layoffs as profits erode, creative accounting practices, and the worst of all, outsourcing of thinking by hiring management consultants, and so on. And yet, the problems continue to persist year after year. The emperor has no clothes. That's just the internal complexity of the organization. Then there's the external complexity as well. The physicist Stephen Hawking was absolutely right when he called out that 21st century is the century of complexity a long time ago. By this time, I hope it's evident to all of us how the global complexity around us is increasing drastically. A pandemic, inflation, war, energy crisis, supply chain issues, climate change, stock market turmoil, layoffs, protests and uprising in many countries, and so on. All of them are deeply interconnected and interacting in extremely complex ways amid other socio-geopolitical issues. This poses challenges not just to corporations, but to also governments. Traditional MBAs focus on management by objectives. They try to get their employees to achieve predictable goals like profit and revenue. Corporations that move their employees more and more towards predictable goals will not survive the complexity of the 21st century. Only the ones that build capacity and capability to handle more and more unpredictability will have a better chance of entering the next century. Here's the bottom line. Irrespective of the field you're in, people have to work together as a team to get stuff done. And our management practices dictate how those interactions happen. The sooner we can all embrace the right kind of science when it comes to management, the better it is for all of us. Buckle up, we're in for a ride. The next few years and decades are going to be transformational as the complexity around us continues to grow. Mainstream management practices will have to undergo a paradigm shift. Whether you are an aspiring manager or a founder that is looking to build an enduring business, or even if you're an experienced manager that's looking to inject the right kind of science into the organization, it's never too late to transform. Click on that subscribe button. Let's go on this journey together. Until next time, I'll leave you with a cautionary note from Dr. Edward Stemming